Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to be deconstructing wealth, really digging into what it means. All of this is based on a fantastic lecture by Dr. Magdalena Siecharska from the SGH Warsaw School of Economics. We're going to look at its history, how our ideas about it have changed, and then build a new way of thinking about wealth for today.
But before we get into all the history and data, I want to start with a question for you. Just take a second and think about it. What does being rich actually mean to you? Is it a number, a feeling, maybe a particular lifestyle? Whatever it is, just kind of hold that thought in your head as we go through this.
All right, so to really get a handle on wealth today, we need to look back. I mean, way back. Because the ways people build fortunes now are all built on foundations that were laid hundreds, even thousands of years ago.
What's so amazing about this timeline is you can see wealth becoming more and more, well, abstract. It all started with the most physical thing you can imagine, land. You needed it to survive. Then, in the feudal era, owning land wasn't just about survival, it was about power. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, and the focus shifted to the means of production, the factories, the machines. By the 19th century, things got even more abstract, with stocks and bonds. And now, today, the most valuable asset of all is often something you can't even touch: information. Each stage just built on the one before it.
Now here's the key thing to remember. These sources of wealth didn't replace each other. Not at all. They just stacked right on top of one another. All four of these pillars are still incredibly powerful today. People are still making fortunes in real estate, by owning businesses, through the stock market, and by controlling valuable information. Each new era just added another way to play the game.
So, the sources of wealth have evolved. That much is clear. But what about us? Has our idea of what it means to be rich changed too? Well, you bet it has. And this isn't just a gut feeling. We can actually see it in the data. Let's take a look. For more than 15 years now, I've asked my students this one simple question. And by tracking their answers year after year, it's created this incredible snapshot of our collective financial mindset. It shows you exactly how big economic events can completely change our personal goals. This table tells such a story. Just look at the impact of the 2007 financial crisis. Before it, people were dreaming of tens, even hundreds of millions. Afterwards, that number plummeted to just a few million. The currency people dreamed in shifted too. But here's the biggest change. Look at the definition. It used to be all about a lump sum of assets. Now, more and more, it's about recurring income. Oh, and another really interesting thing, the gender gap and how big people dream financially, it's gone, completely vanished. This right here, this is the heart of it. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we think. The question is changing from how much money do I need to have, which is all about a static pile of cash, to how much money do I need coming in, which is about a reliable, ongoing stream of money. It's a much more practical and, frankly, a much smarter way to think about your financial life.
Okay, so we've seen a huge shift in how much people think they need. But that just brings up an even bigger question, maybe the most important one of all. What's the why? It's not just about a number. What is all this money actually for?
Lately, the number one answer, by a long shot, is security. 60% of people say they want wealth just to get rid of fear. Fear about the future, about losing a job, about not being able to take care of their family. That's a huge deal. The next biggest driver is time and freedom. People just want the ability to do what they love. And we're also seeing this really cool rising trend of altruism, a desire to use money to make the world a better place.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about a dream like traveling the world. For most people, the goal isn't to stay in five-star hotels every night. The real dream is having months to just be there, to soak it all in. And honestly, the money for that kind of trip is one thing, but the uninterrupted time away from work, that's the real luxury. So a lot of the time, we think we have a money problem, but what we really have is a time problem.
And this is exactly why a vague goal like "I want to be rich" almost never works. To put in the kind of effort it takes to build real wealth, you need a why that's powerful. It has to be personal, emotional, a vision so clear that, as I like to say, it gives you butterflies in the stomach. Without that deep, driving motivation, it's just too hard to stick with it. So, all of this thinking leads us to a much better goal, a more powerful goal. Instead of chasing some abstract number, we can aim for a very real, tangible state of being that actually gives us what we want, that security and that time. And that goal is called financial freedom. The definition is simple, but it is so profound. It's not about being a millionaire, it's about getting to the point where the money your assets make is enough to cover your lifestyle. The moment that happens, work becomes a choice, not something you have to do.
You can boil this entire powerful concept down to one simple, elegant equation. When your passive income is greater than or equal to your expenses, you've done it. You are financially free. This completely reframes wealth. It's not a number you hit. It's a system you build.
Now, to really get this, you have to understand the two types of income. Most of us have active income. That's when you trade your time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. Passive income is the magic ingredient. That's money that comes from assets you own, things like rental income or profits from a business that can run without you. Your assets are working for you. So the whole game is to use your active income to buy or build assets that generate passive income.
So you see, the big takeaway here is that maybe we've been asking the wrong question all along. The goal isn't a number in a bank account. The real goal is autonomy. It's the freedom to choose what you do with your time, which is the only asset you can never, ever get back.
And that brings us right back to that first question I asked you. If we redefine wealth, not as a pile of money, but as freedom, what would you do with yours? That's the real question worth thinking about. Thank you.